at the far northern edge of the American continent, where intense cold carves mountains and rivers. With the precision of an artist, lies a land of breathtaking contrasts. The magnificent Canada. A territory where the vastness of the boreal forest meets the serenity of crystal-clear lakes, and where snow that feels eternal unveils landscapes of dazzling beauty. Welcome to Canada, wild territory. Canada is a country in North America, the second largest in the world by land area, spanning nearly 10 million square kilometers, second only to Russia. Wildlife in Canada is truly awe-inspiring, reflecting the country's extraordinary ecological and geographical diversity. We are now embarking on a journey to discover some of the most iconic animals of this nation. In Canada's boreal and Arctic regions lives the mighty polar bear, the largest land carnivore on Earth. Perfectly adapted to extreme cold, its body covered in thick fur and a heavy layer of blubber that insulate it from the Arctic climate. Polar bear fur is not completely white as most people think. In reality, each hair is hollow and transparent, reflecting light to give the appearance of white. During summer, the fur can take on a more yellowish tone due to sun exposure and dirt. The city of Churchill in Canada is known as the polar bear capital of the world. Every autumn, hundreds of bears migrate there, drawn by the seals that gather in Hudson Bay. In the heart of the Arctic's white desert, where ice stretches beyond sight, a small and agile hunter glides silently across the land. The Arctic fox, one of the few creatures that truly thrives in the planet's coldest lands. Wrapped in thick fur that gleams under the polar sun, its white coat blends perfectly with the ice, a secret weapon against predators and prey alike. Its dark, piercing eyes seem to hold the Arctic's best-kept secrets of the Arctic as it roams the tundra searching for food. We now venture into the forested and mountainous regions of Canada, where nature reigns supreme. We spot the grizzly bear, a subspecies of the brown bear, easily recognized by its fur, ranging from brown to black and gray tones. It is here in its mountain sanctuary where the grizzly finds shelter and food. Its sharp claws and brute strength allow it to climb steep cliffs and dig up roots and tubers. Native Americans revere the grizzly as a powerful spirit, capable of commanding the forces of nature. Descending from the mountains, we enter the boreal forest, a green labyrinth where the black bear reigns supreme. With its glossy black fur and elegant bearing, the black bear moves with agility among the trees, searching for wild berries, insects, and small mammals. Trees scratched by grizzlies, fruit bitten by black bears, and deep tracks in the earth tell the story of their lives. Every track is a clue that leads us deeper into the world of these giants. At the heart of the vast boreal forests and the marshy regions that stretch across Canada's majestic territory, Canadian lives a creature of incomparable size and grace, the moose. This forest giant is the largest cervid in North America. Its imposing presence stands out against the horizon like a living legend. With its immense, broad and flat antlers, the moose becomes a spectacle of grandeur. Those antlers, like branches of an ancient tree, serve not only as weapons of defense, but also as instruments of seduction. During the rutting season, when winter bids farewell and spring announces its arrival, the moose feeds on vegetation that sprouts from the rich and moist lands, sustaining itself on a diet as varied as its own habitat. The north of Canada is a land where nature reveals itself in its purest and most majestic form. In the cold, crystal-clear coastal waters of the Canadian Pacific, orcas paint the landscape with the elegance of their movements. Against a backdrop of snow-capped mountains and lush green forests, their black bodies contrast with the white foam of the waves, creating a beautiful mosaic of moving colors. Every movement of the orcas, from their magnificent leaps to their deep dives, tells a story of power and splendor. During the hunt, orcas display an astonishing intelligence. Their coordinated attacks are a demonstration of cooperation and planning, where each member contributes to a complex strategy, resulting in almost guaranteed success. What makes this country truly magnificent is the diversity of its regions, each one with its own unique landscapes and cultures. Canada is where wild nature meets urban life and rich history intertwines with the present. In the west, the imposing Rocky Mountains rise like guardians of a world of snow-capped peaks, dense forests, and lakes so crystal clear they look like mirrors. A little farther east, the Great Prairies stretch endlessly, with fields of golden wheat swaying in the wind like a sea of grain. The ancient Appalachian Mountains, softened by the passage of time, offer a unique setting where crystal rivers wind among centuries-old trees, creating a panorama of peace and tranquility that captivates everyone who passes through. Niagara Falls are one of the most impressive natural wonders of North America, attracting millions of visitors every year with their grandeur and spectacular beauty. Located on the border between Canada and the United States, these mighty falls are divided into three main drops. The Horseshoe Falls, also known as Canadian Falls, the American Falls, and the Bridal Veil Falls, or Bridal Veil Falls. The Horseshoe Falls, the largest and most imposing of the three, are mostly on the Canadian side. Their name comes from their unique shape that resembles a horseshoe. They plunge an extraordinary amount of water, creating a curtain of mist visible for kilometers, offering a spectacular landscape and an incomparable experience for visitors. The American Falls and Bridal Veil Falls are on the United States side, separated from the Horseshoe Falls by the Niagara River. The Niagara Falls region offers activities for every taste. From boat rides that deliver pure adrenaline to moments of serenity at viewpoints with spectacular vistas. Wildlife in the Rocky Mountains is diverse and perfectly adapted to the region's changing conditions. Among the most remarkable inhabitants of this place emerges a predator whose presence is as essential as the wind that whispers through the trees, the untamable gray wolf. These masters of the shadows roam the vast frozen expanses and dense forests in packs, bound by deep ancestral ties. Each pack is a miniature society, ruled by a hierarchy shaped with the precision of an orchestra. They communicate in their own language, a symphony of howls that echoes through the mountains. What few know is that wolves have a rare and fascinating behavior called dispersal wolves. At a certain point in their lives, young wolves leave the safety of the pack, setting out alone on an uncertain journey, crossing hundreds of kilometers in search of new lands or a mate to form their own pack. This behavior is essential for genetic diversification and territorial expansion, ensuring the wolf population remains healthy and resilient. In Canada's prairies, where the sky opens into an immense blue and the plains stretch like a golden carpet, the earth breathes with a calm that feels eternal. The bison that roam Canada's vast prairies carry the strength of centuries in their steps, moving forward with a majestic calm across undulating fields that stretch like oceans of golden grass. These giants, whose silent presence has shaped the ecosystems they pass through, are guardians of a history as ancient as the very land they call home. During their migrations, bison form huge herds, creating an overwhelming spectacle that echoes across the prairies. To indigenous peoples, the bison was a source of food, clothing, and tools, as well as holding profound spiritual meaning. On cold winter nights, when the prairies are covered in ice and snow, bison use their massive shoulders and necks to clear the snow in search of the grass that sustains their lives. They do not merely survive winter. They face the season with a tenacity that defies the harshest conditions. Curiously, what few know is that bison are known for a behavior that seems almost mystical. When a storm approaches and the skies darken, bison stand tall to face the freezing wind, withstanding its force with a calm that only nature truly knows. Instead of fleeing, they confront the storm head-on, as if they understood that the power of nature is something to respect, but never to fear. We now head toward the Great Lakes, a natural wonder. Located on the border between Canada and the United States, they represent the largest system of freshwater lakes on the planet. Here, the Arctic tundra stretches as far as the eye can see, vegetation that defies extreme cold, over frozen ground that guards millennia-old secrets. Spanning the regions of Yukon, Northwest Territories, and Nunavut, Northern Canada is an immense wilderness, marked by astonishing places. The Arctic tundra, the Rocky Mountains and ice-carved fjords create a dramatic and inspiring environment where nature reigns supreme. The Mackenzie Mountains, with their deep valleys and jagged peaks, and the Arctic Cordillera, with its millennia-old glaciers, beckon adventurers to explore unreal places. One of the most fascinating spectacles of this land is the Northern Lights. Imagine the night sky, painted with strokes of green light, purple and red, dancing in a symphony of colors. This phenomenon is so captivating that it draws people from all over the world, eager to witness this celestial magic. With its route stretching from British Columbia to Alberta, this area showcases a diversity of ecosystems that enchant and inspire, from snow-capped peaks and vast coniferous forests to crystal-clear lakes and valleys shaped by glacial rivers. Deep fjords, rugged mountains, and wild regions transform Newfoundland and Labrador into a unique destination for nature lovers. At every turn, a new discovery, from small villages to inhospitable areas. The island offers an authentic and unforgettable experience. Newfoundland's wildlife is a spectacle in itself, with humpback whales, humpbacks, orcas, and countless species of seabirds. Icebergs that break off from glaciers are one of the island's greatest attractions, creating a cinematic environment. Known for its spectacular landscapes, ranging from snow-covered mountains to tundra and deep fjords. Gros Morne National Park, Gros Morne in Newfoundland, is one of the province's greatest highlights, and also recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Prince Edward Island is a place where the pace of life is slower. Upon arrival, it is impossible not to be awestruck by the red cliffs that rise above the ocean, contrasting with the green fields that seem to stretch endlessly. The island's beaches, with their golden sands, are perfect for long walks, where the sound of the waves and the scent of the sea make anyone feel at peace. The island changes color and mood with each season. In spring, the fields burst with flowers. In summer, the days are long and sunny. In autumn, the trees dress in warm tones. And in winter, snow covers everything, creating a spectacle all its own